Torres heads back to first base, one away. Reimers responds, producing out number one here in the top of the first. Yesterday, the first inning was scoreless on both sides before the hitting began for Florida State in the second. And the hitter who did that is up right now. Michaela Edenfield with a solo shot to start the scoring yesterday. She was in the 5 spot, now in the 3. She'll take ball one inside. Edenfield, the third-team All-American last year. Her first All-American honors of her career. Takes the curveball off the plate. Another 2-0 count here. 349 hitter is Edenfield. 632 slugging. In the dirt. 3 straight balls. Michaela Edenfield remaining patient in there. She's got that back foot in the box all the way onto the chalk line. Going up against Reimers. Just catches the outside corner that time. Make it 3-1. Yesterday, second win all time that Florida State has achieved against Cal. Runner goes. Torres. She's safe, but doesn't matter anyway because it's ball 4 for Edenfield. Second base runner aboard as Torres advances to second a couple different ways. Now at first and second for Jasony Beecham. Sophomore, reigning National Freshman of the Year from 2024. First Seminole to do it, an All-American as a freshman as well. She'll take up and in. Beecham, a tougher day yesterday to start off the series offensively. 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. Did get a walk in the 6th and ended up coming around to score on that Janai Kerr home run. Grazes the outside corner. Reimers starting to find the zone that she likes here today. And calling balls and strikes behind the plate is Bobby Johnson. Jim Cooper over at first. Smokey Eds now at third. Slight rotation from yesterday. As that swung on and missed to make it 1-2. Beecham all the way back in the box as well, similar to how Michaela Edenfield was, trying to see that ball longer. Gets a piece there to stay alive. Yesterday, Annabelle Tepperson got the start in the circle for the Cal Bears. She took the loss, her second of the year, through the first 4 innings before handing it off to Ryan Orange. Pitch is down, 2-2. Beecham coming into this hitting .354 on the season. 10 home runs, 35 RBIs. Trying to protect. Gets a piece. Quiroga hangs on to it. First strikeout of the day for Anna Reimers. 2 away here in the first. The Bears have their plan in terms of pitch sequence going up against Beecham, but now they have to tango with Katie Dack. 2 outs, still the runners at first and second. Low and away. Dack's hitting .333 this season. .38 RBIs. A big cut through that pitch that was down. 1-1. Yesterday, Dack 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a pop-up. Walked and scored in the third. That's flared into center. It's going to fall. No hesitation from Issa Torres. The throw is high, coming home, and Torres is sliding in safely. Top of the first and one run across for the Noles. RBI single for Katie Dack. That's her first hit of the weekend. She's over at first base. Edenfield advanced to second and stayed there. Seminoles wasting no time getting on the board here today. So first and second, 2 outs remains, and now it's Angeli Bueno. Reimers took some off that pitch, found the zone, 0-1. Yesterday, Bueno was muy bueno. 2 hits on the day, a single, a double, 2 for 4 overall. Well off the plate, 1-1. Delivery from Reimers. Good eyes by Bueno. Makes it a 2-1 count. Big cut there to even it up again. Bueno, the sophomore out of Oviedo, Florida. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Off the plate. Good take. And the count runs full. Bueno hit her first career home run against Virginia in the latest ACC series, and the latest pitch there is swung on and missed. Julia Apsell in the circle. Softly hit. Apsell with the spin move, the lefty. The throw in the dirt and goes to right field. It'll get past. Dack chasing as Quiroga rounds all the way to third, diving in safely. The Cal Bears capitalize. Not only a base runner aboard, but now just 60 feet from tying this thing up. The Bears bringing some energy today after that tough loss yesterday. A lot of fans in the stands here on this beautiful Saturday in Strawberry Canyon. And Elon Butler now up to bat. Anders on deck, Bell hitting 4th, Pond 5th, Lee 6th, Phillips 7th, Medina the DP 8th, and Marshall hitting 9th to round it out. First pitch is up for ball 1 to Butler. Apsell 11-0 on the season so far, 53 and a third innings pitched, 51 strikeouts to just 11 walks. Took some off that pitch. And a big swing from Butler evens it up. Apsell with a 2.76 ERA so far today. A little bit of pressure with that runner over at third, but opponents hitting just .217 against her with runners on. Squares to bunt, popped up, lands foul. Not surprised to see Cal potentially utilize the small ball, only able to bring that 1 run across yesterday. They had base runners on, but stringing it together was the challenge, so they're going to do whatever they need to do today to try to make things happen. It's now 1-2, so Butler will have to protect. Just missed. The Knoll fans thought that was strike 3. But it's going to even it up at 2-2. Two and two, still no outs with Quiroga at third. In the air, right field, deep enough in front of the warning track by the foul pole. Quiroga tagging, and that will tie it up. A productive sacrifice fly from Elon Butler, and we're back even 1-1. Bears have already done a better job at answering immediately to anything they gave up yesterday. A lot of runs went unanswered from Florida State. But now we'll start over with the clean bags for Acacia Anders, 1 out. First pitch is fouled. Anders had her 200th career hit yesterday. Exciting milestone. There's a solid line drive. Anders, a senior out of Vacaville, California. He's flown under the radar a little bit on the national scene, but such a big impact for this Bears team. Curveball from the lefty, Apsel goes wide. Lefty on lefty matchup here. First one we've seen with Apsel in the circle. Curveball is fouled out of play. Over onto the rugby field, where there's actually some action today here on the campus at UC Berkeley. Rugby competing today. The football spring game is today, just down the road as well in the stadium. Lots going on for Cal Athletics. Fouled off again. Actually, head coach Chelsea Spencer told me this week that she talks with a lot of other head coaches at Cal about leadership and coaching philosophy, and specifically with Jim Clark, the rugby coach, talks about what the definition of leadership really is. And it's the ability to make people around you better and more productive. She learned that from him. Waits on it, chops it foul right side. Anders, one of the captains on this Cal team. They started with 4. They added a 5th with Kaylee Pond, but it's Anders, Mika Lee, Elon Butler, Tiana Bell, and the recent addition of Kaylee Pond. Curveball off the plate, a good spot, even better take. Two. Slight split grip for Anders in her approach. Gets jammed, backhanded by Apsel. She'll underhand it to first. Solid defensive move by the hurler. It's 2 away. And that'll bring up Tiana Bell. Cleanup hitter for Cal. Seen her at first base a lot this year. You can see the pink ribbons in her hair, pink ribbon sticker on her helmet. In support of head coach Lonnie Alameda in the fight against breast cancer. That pitch misses low. And right where she's taken warm-up swings, there's chalk on both sides, pink chalk, the pink ribbon intertwined with the iconic braid that Lonnie Alameda had worn throughout her career. A lot of support throughout this conference and the whole country. That will get her. That came in on the arm, on the forearm. That stings. She's shaking it off, literally. Taking a minute over there by first base. Had some good velocity behind it as well. But it's going to be a 2-out base runner as she recovers and Kaylee Pond steps up. In the top half of this Cal order, they alternate in terms of which side of the plate they're on too. Quiroga and Butler, of course, on the right side. Anders left. Bell back to right. Pond back to left. So there is an adjustment that is there for any pitcher that faces this lineup. Popped up. Out of play behind the Cal dugout. Kayla Edenfield coming in front of home plate will switch out the ball for her pitcher. She is the battery mate. They've been a mainstay behind the dish her entire career. Beecham at third, Torres at short, Hartley at second, Bueno at first. Same infield that we saw yesterday in this starting lineup. Pulled the string, jumping ahead 0-2. Kerr in left, Harp in center, and Dak in right. Oh, 2. That goes wide. Pond holds on the waste pitch, makes it 1-2. Chelsea Spencer said she wanted Pond to be an official captain as well because she's just so authentic and will do anything for the team. She's trying to do that right now. That's in the air. Coming in on the run in left field, Kerr makes the catch. So the first inning is home run recently against Virginia in the latest ACC series for the Noles. 1-2. Misses down, 2-2. Also made the all-freshman team in the ACC last year. Harp a 421 hitter. And a couple of hits yesterday. Ahead of that, barehanded over in the third base coaching box. He still got it. You'll see coaching at first and third. There's Travis Wilson and Troy Cameron. Cameron in his 6th season, Wilson in his 14th with Florida State. Another strikeout on the day for Anna Reimers. That is number 3. First out in the second is recorded. All 3 strikeouts so far have been swinging. Reimers has allowed a couple of hits, did issue a walk. We're starting to get in a rhythm here as she now goes up against the DP Danley. Ashton Danley, we said it, got the start yesterday in the circle. Did hit for herself too and got a hit. Helped herself out defensively. Really a triple threat in game 1 of this series. Takes that pitch down, 2-0. Sitting 400 on the year. $20 for 50. Got a few doubles as well. There's a strike. The pop of the glove for Lagi Hiroga. 2-1. Low and away. Hitters count here 3-1. Danley made the second team in the ACC last year as well as the freshman team. Sophomore, Winchester, Tennessee. And that's lifted into the outfield. Lee goes back a couple of steps and makes the catch. 2 batters faced, 2 retired for Anna Reimers here in the top of the second. And with 2 outs, that brings up the number 9 hitter, Christina Hartley. Seniors hitting .273 this year. And that's going to get her front arm. That's exactly why you wear the protective gear. And she takes it all off before heading down to first base. So a free pass issued there by Reimers. Not only does that extend the inning, but it turns the lineup back over to the top. Isa Torres singled and came around to score. Productive first AB for her. Now working with 2 outs. Grounded, right side. Sticking with it, but not in time at first. Phillips knocked it down. A little too much spin on that one, and Torres finds herself aboard. Hartley will advance to second. Some two-out momentum here for the Noles. Janai Kerr flew out to left her first time up. First pitch strike from Reimers. Kerr, one of the leaders on this team, one of the longest tenured, redshirt senior at Mableton, Georgia. Just off the plate there, 1-1. Kerr actually injured her knee as a freshman back in 2021 after just 4 games. So worked through some adversity to come back the rest of her career. She was Player of the Week April 8th. Two-time All-ACC honoree. She was all-regional selection back in 2023. She has a 2-1 count here. Wide. 3-1. Kerr, a dangerous hitter anyway. She's hitting .396 on the season. Her OPS is over 1. She's also hitting .436 with runners in scoring position. Fouled out of play. And another one goes to the rugby field. Count now full here with 2 outs. Still runners at first and second. Payoff pitch. Drilled into the outfield. Hits the wall. She got all of it, and another run comes across. Hartley around to score. Torres now standing on third base. That was a long single. Hit the wall in left center field. And Florida State retakes the lead. So a conversation with Chelsea Spencer now in the middle of the infield. While Jen Deering, the pitching coach, will come out and talk with Reimers. I think this is important too, because it's not just the battery and what's going on in the circle that matters, but also defensively what's happening around a pitcher at any given time. What is the situation? How many outs are there? What's the plan of attack going up against these hitters, especially when it's 3, 4, 5 that's due up next should the inning extend. Michaela Edenfield due up here. Hit her 51st career home run yesterday in her first at-bat yesterday. 51 home runs for number 51, and that truly did probably land in area 51 yesterday. She got all of it. So you want to be smart here if you're a Cal. That hit batter came back to bite him. Trying to minimize the damage here. Pitch is down. And at this point, you'd rather have her miss a little bit down versus missing belt high and a little bit up. Keep it down in the zone, more likely to keep it in the ballpark. In the dirt that time, 2-0. Edenfield did walk last time. Inside corner. Have to have confidence in that pitch to throw the screwball, go inside to the righty when you're behind 2-0. Now it's 2-1. Little low. Edenfield's discipline continues. She has long levers as well to go with that power. Standing at 6-1. 3-1. Called strike. Edenfield thought maybe ball 4, but instead we're going to fill the count. She also redshirted back in 2021, another redshirt senior for this team. First team honors in the ACC of her career last year. Payoff. Absolutely crushed. That hit the top of the concession stand. I think it nearly hit fans, but did end up missing them. Thank goodness. She absolutely drilled that. Have to have your head on a swivel here at Levine Freaky Field. Have the backstop and the netting here, as well as that second fence behind the outfield wall. The side's a little bit more open, particularly on third base. Payoff again. That's in the air, under it. In front of the warning track. Butler lost it in the sun. It trickles off her glove. And it's a merry-go-round around the bases. Both runs come in. Torres and Kerr score. Edenfield standing on third base. And you can tell right away that Elon Butler could not see very well. She was trying to track that ball in, fighting the sun, trying to use her glove to block it. The hesitation. And then when it hit her glove, traveled a decent distance to allow Florida State to bring in a couple more. It's a crooked number here in the second, now 4-1. Jason E. Beecham. First pitch taken for a ball. Beecham struck out her last time up. Looking for her first hit of the weekend. Takes low and outside for a strike. 1-1. Make it 1-2. Beecham 0-4 on the weekend. 1 walk and a run scored. 3 strikeouts. Looking to adjust and protect. Curveball off the plate, 2-2. Michaela Edenfield just showed that when you put the ball in play, sometimes good things happen. So if I'm Beecham, that's my mentality. Just shorten up, put the ball in play, try to hit it hard on the ground. And she'll line it to left, right into the glove of Kaylee Pond. Good barrel on that, but it's out number 3. But some damage is done. In the first, allowed 1 run, scored 1 immediately after. And Minka Lee will try to lead things off. Good velocity there from Apsel to get a first pitch strike. Lee, one of the seniors, one of the team captains on this team, hitting .424 this year. This is her 100th at-bat this season. Thought about bunting, but pulled back. Again, if you're the Florida State defense, got to stay on your toes. We've seen different dimensions to these Cal hitters, laying down bunts, slap approach, as well as hitting away. Thought about the slap there, but held, and it's confirmed she did not go. Smokey Eds helping out Bobby Johnson there to confirm that call. A 2-1 count. That's it hard. Backhanded beautifully by Hartley over to first. Little Jeter action to get out number 1. What a play. It's Christina Hartley showing off the web gems. One away here in the bottom of the second, and now it's Mia Phillips. Phillips made some great plays herself over at second. Would love to get that one back. Oh, 1. Fouls it off. 0-2. Mia Phillips, one of those underclassmen on this Cal team, making an impact. Freshman from San Jose, California. Up and in, doesn't chase. And a bad idea from Apsel, trying to change planes, make them change the eye level where they're seeing that ball. One and 2. Phillips continues to stay alive. 353 average so far this year, 612 slugging, 369 on base percentage. Taking on that leadoff role here despite that first out being recorded. Another good take. It's 2 and 2. Cal got their one run via the sac fly from Elon Butler. Trying to make it happen any way they can as that's popped up into the stands. A battle from the freshman. Redshirt senior going up against the freshman. Apsel from Glen Gardner, New Jersey. Spent 3 years at Hofstra before making her way to Tallahassee. All-region honoree. And that's in the dirt. Phillips at bat continues to be tough. Phillips is a state champion, league champion in 2023 in high school. First team All-State. Trying to bring those talents to the collegiate level. Chased it that time. The rise ball gets her. And it's the first strikeout of the day for Julia Apsel. Two up, two down so far for the Seminole defense. And that's going to bring up the designated player, Holly Medina. Seen her in the outfield defensively as well. She's someone who Chelsea Spencer said is just so scrappy. Comes from that left side. Got some good speed. Slapped, lifted foul on top of Cal's dugout. Medina, a sophomore out of Hesperia, California. Played in 41 games last year with 16 starts. She was tied for third on the team with 6 stolen bases. The 0-1. Catching that outside corner, jumping ahead 0-2. Apsel, an inning and 2/3 in the books so far. Does have a strikeout, has not yet issued a walk. Fairly consistently jumping ahead. Gets the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks, and Apsel retires the side. After a 3 spot in the top half of the inning, the bottom half 4-1, and Katie Dack leads off. That's low and away for ball 1. Dack with the RBI single to get things going back in the first inning First run of the ball game. She brought in Isa Torres. A big 3 spot in the second. Florida State has scored in more innings than they haven't so far in this series. They've got 3 hits on the day so far. An incredibly key ACC series between these two squads. Florida State still at the top, tied with Virginia Tech. Cal in the middle. As Reimers finds the middle to make it 2-1. Delivery. Just off the plate outside. 3-1. Yesterday, Louisville and Boston College split. 3-1 for BC and 5-2 for Louisville. That's a called strike to fill the count. Of course, the Seminoles got the 8-1 victory over Cal. Duke took the game over Pitt 13-7. Clemson 17-3 over North Carolina State. Called strike 3. First backwards K of the day and the 4th overall for Anna Reimers. Cal fans are loving it. They got the K signs in the stands here on the third base side. It's 1 down here in the third for Angeli Bueno. She struck out swinging last time. Reimers just a nice job of coming back. You're behind in the count in that situation. You keep attacking the zone. And she did that. Now a first pitch ball to Bueno will bring Quiroga out from behind the plate to the circle. So you can see that landscape in the ACC this weekend. Non-conference play as well. Stanford getting the win 14-0 over Boise State. They hit 5 home runs yesterday. So conference that is bringing the pop this year. And some scores from today as well. So these are final. Georgia Tech gets the win over North Carolina 8-2. Virginia Tech 5-0 over Notre Dame. North Carolina then also got the win 8-7 over Georgia Tech, so they split. Virginia 5-0 over Syracuse. Louisville 14-13 over BC to take that series. Pittsburgh, the upset 5-3 over Duke. Some wiggle on that pitch. She took a little off. It's 2-0. Virginia Tech 12-4 over Notre Dame in their second game. They take that series. A few games still in progress in addition to this one. Virginia up 10-0 over Syracuse. Stanford up 3-2 over Boise State for non-con. Clemson up 1-0 over NC State. That's lined into right. Over the elevated Phillips. And the base hit for Bueno gets her on first base. Great effort from Phillips trying to climb the ladder there. But a great adjustment from Bueno. Strikes out her first at-bat, comes back, makes the adjustment, gets the base hit. 4th hit of the day for the Seminoles. A conversation, potential change that we're going to see here. Pinch runner coming in for Bueno. Amaya Ross, the senior, will run for her over at first base. Amaya Ross is speedy. Saw her come in as a pinch runner yesterday, has done so throughout the season. Leads the team in stolen bases with 15, a perfect 15 for 15 so far this season. And for the record, just behind her, Kennedy Harp has 13 and Isa Torres has 9. So speed over at first with one out for Harp at the plate. Chopped. Lead runner taken at second, not in time for the double play. Heads up by Marshall, no hesitation to erase that force at second. Harp will reach on the fielder's choice. So 2 away here, still the runner at first. Still speed at first with Harp for Ashton Danley. Lined into left, just foul. Danley flew out to center field her first time up. It's the 0-1 count. Runner goes. Talked about the speed of Harp. That is stolen base number 14 this season. That puts her in scoring position. The count sits at 1-1 now to Danley. Off the plate there to make it 2-1. Anna Reimers trying to get back in that rhythm. Off speed, taken deep into left and out of here. Ashton Danley can do it in the circle, and she can do it in the box. A 2-run bomb, and it's 6-1 Florida State. Seminole fans loving it here in the stands at Levine Fricke Field. So again, with 2 outs, some production. All 3 runs back in the second came with 2 outs. Now these 2 here in the third also coming with 2 outs. So that'll bring up Christina Hartley, who made a great play over at second defensively. Now getting a chance offensively. Swings at the curveball to make it 0-1. Hartley was hit by a pitch last time. Came around to score one of those 3 runs. The first of those 3, second overall for Florida State today. And that's over the white. So the response from Anna Reimers is to jump ahead 0-2. Off the plate there. No chasing from Hartley. One and 2. That's fouled into the net. That home run from Danley, the 3rd long ball from the Seminoles so far this weekend. 3 different hitters. Kerr, Edenfield, and Danley. Kerr and Danley for 2 runs, a solo for Edenfield. Softly to the left side, charging is Marshall. Throw is offline. Hartley thought about it, taking second base, but she'll slide back into first. Marshall playing a little bit deeper, had to come in on the charge on that. Hartley put some pressure on the defense there and finds her way over to first. 2-out rally continues as we're back to the top of the order. Conversation in the circle between the entire infield. Outfielders assembling in center as well. And you can see Coach Alameda over there at first having a chat with Hartley. Florida State so far in 3 innings has scored in all 3 innings. One thing that they've been able to do really well is ride the waves of momentum. This truly is a game of momentum. Every little thing matters. And they've capitalized on miscues. And they've kept passing the bat when they can. Pitches up, ball 1. Isa Torres has scored twice. She got on via the single first, and the second reached on an error. By the way, that hit from Hartley is a single, and that's a line drive into the glove of Marshall. A hot shot to the once against Julia Apsell. Through 2 innings has been pretty outstanding as that high cheddar there is fouled straight back. Through 2, a couple of strikeouts, no walks. Did hit Tiana Bell back in the first. That was the only free pass. Check swing, foul. Excuse me, swing, makes it 0-2. Marshall, the redshirt freshman. Her dad, Wesley, actually played baseball at Grambling State. She was considering schools across all the power conferences and ultimately chose Cal. And she'll choose to take ball 1 there. Kylie Marshall was ranked number 14 by extra innings in 2023 during her recruiting days. Gets a hold of that up pitch, but yanked well foul. No car is safe in the parking lot. Just around Levine Fricky Field, whether it's in the outfield, beyond the outfield wall, or just in foul territory to the left side. She'll stay alive, 1-2. Pitch is down, 2-2. Took some off, but got a piece. Marshall continuing to stay alive. And you may notice on Cal's helmets, they have the state of California with the bear on top of it. That classic UC Berkeley. Trying to play some classic Berkeley softball right now and remain scrappy. In the air. Calling it off was Torres. Beecham bailed last minute. And hey, it all worked out. One away here in the bottom of the 3rd. And now we're back to the top of the order. So this will be the 2nd time through for Cal. They've all seen Julia Apsell once. This is where you take a look. Okay, what are the adjustments going to be from at-bat to at-bat? Had a couple base runners, reach on an error, get hit by a pitch. Quiroga reached on an error and scored on that sac fly from Butler. Can they start to string it together? This is a Cal team that is very capable offensively. Led the Pac-12 in home runs last year as a group. Quiroga here actually tying with Elon Butler for individual leaders in the regular season in the conference for home runs with 16. That was just as a freshman. trying to figure out the puzzle that is Julia Apsell. Little jam job gets her to foul out of play. Florida State team ranked 9th in the country, came into the weekend number 8 in RPI. Which ever more important, the closer that we get to the postseason, what that selection show Sunday is going to look like. Right up the gut, strike 2. Cal came into the week with an RPI sitting at 25. They, of course, had a couple of midweek games before starting this series with Florida State. So they went to 33 before this weekend. Split the games, took the loss to San Jose State and the win against Pacific. That's it hard. Backhanded by Torres, the long throw. What a play. So smooth at short. Issa Torres with the web gem. Two down as Apsell lets the defense work. First produces the pop-up, then the ground out as Issa Torres makes it look easy. Now she'll once again face Elon Butler, who did get that sacrifice fly back in the first. The lone run for Cal thus far. Again, one of the captains for this Cal team. Has had a lot of clutch moments throughout her career. Held, called strike. Apsell's doing a really nice job of just mixing all quadrants of the zone. She's changing planes, she's utilizing both sides of the plate, and she's mixing speeds. I mean, that's exactly what you want to do to be successful, especially against a potent offense like Cal, and she's in a great rhythm right now. Up and in, taken for ball 2. Two one. Up and further in. As Butler's working it to the hitters count 3-1. Apsell has not yet issued a walk in today's matchup. In the air, right side. Calling it off, making the grabs, Hartley. The 2-run home run yesterday, as that is fouled, as well as an RBI single. She's going up against a new pitcher for the Cal Bears. Taking over for Anna Reimers is Miranda DeNava, a freshman out of Riverside, California. Also has played with Team Mexico. Going up against a tough portion of this order in Florida State as that pitch evens it up 1-1. DeNava 9-4 on the season, 71 innings pitched. She's got 49 strikeouts to 25 walks. Off speeds in the dirt. Still important to show that pitch. Show that you can change speeds so they can't sit back on it too much. It's 2-1. Backhanded grab from Tiana Bell. And the fans yell for Bell as she grabs the web gem here. Top of the 4th inning now, 1 away. Flash in the leather over there on the right side of the infield. An important out for this Cal team to record. Michaela Edenfield now in. Brought in a couple runs. The fly ball hit out to right, capitalizing on the error. Last time up, walked her first time up. Two 0 count. DeNava with that 2.65 ERA. Her whip at 1.29. She finds a zone there to make it 2-1. Make it 3-1. Edenfield out of Sneads, Florida. Loves to rep her hometown from the 850. Said it's really important to her because of the evolution that she experienced during those formative years, especially with her confidence. Count now full. But she lacked a little bit of self-confidence early on, and then ultimately in high school took him to the first state championship game and became homecoming queen and started to build that confidence and has tried to be that role model for young girls in that way ever since. That's fouled straight back. When I chatted with her this week, she actually got a little bit of emotion talking about it because it means that much to her. It's so much bigger than just the game. Payoff. Inside out, foul territory, that'll fall. Another life for Edenfield. She's had so many big moments throughout her career. 2024 was a career year for her. She hit 381 with 15 home runs, 46 RBIs. She hit the game-tying home run in the Tallahassee Regional Final against Auburn. She's become one of the faces of college softball throughout her career. In the air, foul territory again out of play. She also played volleyball in high school, and she actually gives a ton of credit. She said she's been blessed with the influences that she has had from a coaching perspective, from her volleyball coach in high school to Lonnie Alameda now. She said she couldn't be luckier. And she'll draw the walk there, but no luck needed. Seeing the ball well at the plate, that's her second walk of the day. She's over at first with one out. And she will likely get a pinch runner here. Making the change, the conversation over by home plate. Looks like Maddie Fry, the senior, coming in to run for the redshirt senior. Jason A. Beecham is due up. Getting some encouraging words from her coach as Jen Deering has a quick conversation in the circle with DeNava and Quiroga. Deering, of course, new to the squad this year in her first season on staff, but not new to Cal. 2003 grad who competed with Chelsea Spencer, won a national championship with her in 2002. Pitch from DeNava is low to Beecham. 0 for 2 so far today. 0 for 5 on the weekend, but she's one of those hitters where it's just going to take one swing to snap back in focus. She takes that off speed inside. And I actually think her approach at the plate has already improved compared to earlier on in this series. She's been a little bit out in front, a little bit anxious. She saw that all the way in a little bit better. And same there as she takes ball 3. Grounded to Marshall. Lead runner at second, eliminated. The double play finished. The Cal Bears turn 2 to get out of the top of the 4th. Just what the doctor ordered. Offensively with 3, 4, 5 due up. Acacia Anders leading off. Defensive update. Maddie Fry came in to run for Edenfield. She'll stay behind the dish as well, as that's in the air. Running out of room, making that grab at the wall. Great read by Kerr in left. 1 pitch, 1 out. The Bears also made a defensive switch. Holly Medina had made the start as a designated player. Butler was in right. They flipped. There's a couple of tweaks made by Chelsea Spencer and Lonnie Alameda. Tiana Bell. She takes ball 1. She was hit by a pitch back in the first. Apsel still has yet to issue a walk, just the 1 free pass via the hit batter. As that's in the dirt. She'll fall behind 2-0. Three Florida State pitchers came into the weekend in the top 10 in the ACC in terms of ERA. One of them in the circle right now. Absolute tower into the stands in left. Tiana rang the bell and brings the Bears back to life. Solo shot. #12th home run of the year. She leads this squad in the long ball. This is the momentum the Cal fans were hoping for. You get a little on the defensive side, you translate it offensively. They cut the lead down. They're trailing by 4 still. As not only did that score run number 2, Tiana Bell just broke up the no-hitter that Julia Apsel had going between 3 1/3 innings. First hit of the day is a long one. Kaylee Pond's turn. Handled by Torres. She sticks with it. Great play utilizing the forehand. 2 away. Now Mika Lee will take her turn at the plate here with 2 outs. That's the Cal team. They came into this weekend, 8th in the nation in terms of doubles per game. That bunt is fouled. Top 25 in on-base percentage and runs per game, as well as batting average as a group. They also came off a huge run rule victory, 12-0 against Pacific. A very capable offense that Apsel has held at bay up till this point. First baseline foul. Lee grounded out to second her first time up. There are 5 hitters in this Cal lineup who have multi-hit games. Mika Lee is one of them. Had number 12 this week. Gets a piece to stay alive there. The others are Quiroga with 14, Butler with 13, Phillips 11, and Bell 10. Keep rolling with the 0-2. swing. Diving grab by Beecham and foul territory. Danava back in the circle for Cal here in the top of the fifth. Fisted and in the air. Marshall all over it right by the bag. One pitch, one out here. As Danava came in on relief. He's done a solid job to keep these Florida State bats at bay. Some defense helped with a double play to end the fourth. First pitch in there for a strike. Katie Dack retired quickly. Absolute fire off the bat. Another one for Florida State. Amaya Ross, the senior, adding to the tally. We've seen her on the base paths this week, and now we've seen her trot around them here right now. That was a moonshot to the left side. Direct answer to Tiana Bell leaving the yard. First pitch to Harp, in there for a strike. That's fouled straight back from Harp. The 7-2 lead for the Seminoles. Harp did come around to score in the third. She's looking for her first hit of the ball game. Had a couple of singles yesterday. That's in the air, under it. Out in center to make the catch, Mika Lee. Two away. Ashton Danley back in the box. She had that two-run home run back in the third, and that was her first career long ball. What a time to do it. Off speed. Gets the swinging strike. Danava, one of 6 freshmen for this Cal team. 7 total newbies, including the transfer from Long Beach City College, Ziome Jellas. There's Andrade, Counts, Mashoud, Phillips, Temple, and Danava. She's got the 2-1 count now to Danley. Other way, foul territory. Just past the glove of Pond. You can count on Kaylee Pond to always give maximum effort. That'll fall for a foul ball. Couple of home runs yesterday for the Noles, couple so far here today. Little up, little out. A good take there by Danley. Payoff pitch. Other way again, foul territory again. This time, Pond stays on her feet and makes the catch. Yeah, Phillips. Phillips struck out back in the second. Of course, that was going up against Apsel. First pitch out of the zone. For Apsel, she went those 4 innings, gave up just the 1 hit. It was that home run. A couple of runs, only one of which was earned. A couple of strikeouts. Flared into foul territory left field, and it'll fall. Pitching, of course, really the bread and butter for head coach Lonnie Alameda for Florida State. In her 17th season, celebrated her 800th win with the Seminoles yesterday in Game 1 of this series. That was win number 957 overall as a head coach. She has 299 in ACC play, specifically since being at Florida State. Can she hit another milestone today? She's a milestone machine so far. We also talked about Michaela Edenfield's 51st career home run yesterday for number 51. And Acacia Anders' 200th career hit yesterday. So started off on a strong foot for ACC softball. That pitch misses down, 3-1. Phillips trying to be that leadoff here. It's a piece. Count is full. Mia Phillips hitting .350, but hitting .562 as a leadoff. Bears would love for her to tap into that energy here on this payoff pitch. Grounded to the right side. Hartley, forehand, quickly over to first. Gets it done. First batter she faces, Francic retires on the 4-3.
Here's the designated hitter, number 33, Holly Medina.
Defensively, by the way, Amaya Ross, I think she earned it. Got that home run. Now she's over at first base. Maddie Fry still behind the dish. Waycaser in right, DeLong in left. First pitch to Holly Medina is in for a strike. Middle infield, third base, and center field all remain the same for Florida State. Slapper takes that pitch off the plate outside. Medina struck out her last time up. Slapped out of play. This is an ACC that has a lot of fantastic talent. Of course, the lone national championship coming from the Seminoles themselves back in 2018. They knock on the door essentially every year they compete. And the rest of the ACC has been on the rise as well. Duke making its first Women's College World Series in program history last year. It's in the air to center. Harp camped under it. 2 away. Of course, Clemson's gone to Super Regionals. They've been knocking on the door for the Women's College World Series. Virginia Tech tied at the top of the ACC standings right now with Florida State. They've been to the World Series before, and then the additions of Cal, who has won a championship in 2002, and Stanford, who's gone to back-to-back World Series. Competition all throughout the conference as that first pitch is swung on and missed by Marshall. Low and away. Multiple ACC teams in the top 25 national rankings. Cal receiving votes for the NFCA coaches poll as well as D1 softball. That's grounded. Beecham sits back on it, gets the throw to first, gets it done. 0-1. This Florida State lineup. Christina Hartley takes ball 1. A lot of changes with conference realignment across the country in college sports. For college softball, it's coast to coast. Flared. Great glove. Over the head. Tiana Bell making it look simple. She's been flashing the leather over there at first base today. And we're back to the top of the order here for the Noles. First pitch, a strike to Issa Torres. With the Bicoastal ACC, you have a lot of different history colliding. First time these two teams have played each other in 10 years. It was February 2015 the last time before this series. They've each built their own respective histories as a program. We mentioned the national championship, 1 each for these two. 34 NCAA appearances for Cal, 36 for Florida State. $12 Women's College World Series appearances apiece. And lots of ties that go with that too. Lonnie Alameda, prior to her head coaching days, was an assistant for Stanford softball, actually coached while Chelsea Spencer was playing for Cal softball during that span. Absolute shot into left center field. Issa Torres is on base again, the 3rd time today. A couple of hits in her back pocket from that leadoff spot.
That is third, number 4,
With all those ties, softball's continuing to grow, but still seems to be a small world in a lot of ways as well. I know some of Coach Alameda's former players on the West Coast. Met up with her last night at the hotel to say hello and support her. Some of them Stanford alums like Kira Ching, Tori Nyberg, Dana Sorensen, the Hall of Famer. Those connections run really deep for Kocha. Every single place she's been. She was there from 1996 to 2004 in the Bay Area at Stanford. Then she went on to become a head coach at UNLV before starting at Florida State in 2009. The rest is history, as they say. It is NFCA Day today, and it's fitting. With these coaches and everybody who's on the field here today, Kocha inducted into the Hall of Fame class in 2023. That pitch finds a zone from Donava. Actually saw both coaching staffs at the NFCA convention back in December. In the air, high. Behind second base, Phillips will make the catch. Couple of outs in the air so far here in the 6th. Torres still over at first base, as Michaela Edenfield will re-enter. Reminder, Maddie Fry ran for her on base and then stayed in to play defensively behind the plate, but Edenfield is back in business. Couple of walks today for her, in addition to those runs coming in on the E9 back in inning number 2. Edenfield, one of the ones who talks about how deep Coach's impact goes everywhere she's been, not just with Florida State. She said, I'd love to just take a look at how many contacts she has in her phone and people that she actually keeps in touch with still, because it is unlimited. Edenfield's discerning eye continues in the box. The hitters count 2-0 here with 2 outs. 3-0. Just curious if she'd have the green light, but it's got to be perfect. Didn't want that one. It's 3-1. Ball 4 there. Third walk of the ball game. It's no wonder they're being careful with Michaela Edenfield. She's over at first base again as Torres advances to second. Jason E. Beecham is due up next for Florida State. Still looking for that first hit. Get that monkey off her back here on the West Coast. Florida State went to Oregon. Jane Sanders Classic earlier this year. Second trip to the West Coast they've made this season. But the first in California since 2017 when they went to the Mary Nutter tournament during the preseason. Screwball too far in. Beecham grounded into a double play to end the top of the fourth, her last time up. And there it is! It was only a matter of time for Jason E. Beecham. An absolute no-doubter right off the bat. The reigning National Freshman of the Year makes her presence known here on the West Coast. 3 more runs come across. It's double digits as the Noles are up 10-2 over Cal. She's too good of a hitter. You knew that that adjustment was coming. Again, only going to take one swing for someone like her to snap right back. And that did it. More production with 2 outs. It continues for the Seminoles. It's been a theme for them so far today. Still 2 outs here. Check swing. Right at first inning. 3 more runs come across to make it 10-2. We have entered run rule territory here in Bear territory. Cal needs at least 1 to keep this thing going into the 7th. Not a better place to start than back at the top of the order, Lagi Quiroga leading things off. Still just the 1 hit on the board for the Bears today. Apsel and Francic have combined to throw gems so far. Evened up 1-1. Quiroga reached on the air and scored on that sac fly back in the first. The home run from Bell in the 4th. The highlights offensively as Quiroga will swing through strike 2. Francic was listed on the D100 freshman list from D1 softball this year. Also came in 2nd in the ACC, 3rd in program history with 5 saves. Working on number 6 here. Dribbled foul left side. Francic started off her freshman campaign on a strong note. She went 3-0 in Puerto Vallarta. Had a great showing at the Jane Sanders Classic up at Oregon. Foul territory behind the plate. Edenfield making it look routine. Ever so important first out here in the 6th. And I know Michaela Edenfield made that look so easy, but that's not easy for a catcher to do. To have that spatial awareness, especially on the road, not in your own home stadium. Kept her mask on, so she had to find the ball, had to camp out under it. She made it look easy, but not an easy play for catchers to make in general. Elon Butler takes ball one. Butler had that sac fly, but then popped up in the third. She is 0 for 1 so far. This is just the start of the third time through the order for the Bears. That off speed is in there for a strike. One and one. Called a strike. Cal fans didn't love it. Florida State fans all about it. Nevertheless, 1 and 2. Up and out, evened up 2 and 2. Butler for Cal and Edenfield, Beecham, and Kerr for Florida State, making preseason ACC honorees. Butler absolutely crushed. The Bears needed one, and they got it. Elon Butler's second RBI of the day, and it comes with the solo shot. Here in Bear territory, they fight till the end, and Elon Butler makes it a 10-3 ball game. Two home runs on the day for the Bears. Both hits today have been home runs. And they get the 3 in total because of that sac fly too, but the efficiency with 3 runs on just 2 hits. And now it's Acacia Anders' turn. She's also looking for her first hit today. Take strike 1. It would, of course, be career hit number 201 after reaching that milestone yesterday. She was Player of the Week in the ACC back in February after an outstanding performance at Mary Nutter. She was 10 for 16. She had 625, 6 RBIs, 5 runs, 4 doubles, a couple of walks. Hit slugging 875. She had 3 hits against both LMU and Northwestern as part of a 7-game hit streak. Now working with a 2-1 count. Just a bit outside. 3-1 count here to Anders. And after the solo shot from Butler, that is the 5th home run we've seen today combined between both squads. 3 for Florida State, 2 for Cal. Inside corner going into the lefty. I always appreciate and respect when a righty pitcher is not afraid to go in on a lefty. Have to have the confidence to do it, and now it's the payoff pitch. She goes there again. Anders fouls it off to stay alive. Anders in the top 5 in the conference in doubles this season. She's got 13 on the year. And that'll go down the line, just foul by a few inches in right field. Another strike in Francic's book. And the full count battle continues. Payoff pitch once again. Right side. That's going to eat her up at short. You could tell off the bat that the hop would be a tough one. And Anders finds herself aboard. Another base runner for the Bears here with just the one out. Tiana Bell due up. She's been on twice. She got hit. And then she got her revenge in the fourth with the solo home run where she hit. She is 1 for 1 so far today, and Anders will get the pinch runner over at first base for her. And that's Ziome Jealous, the sophomore from Wilmington, California. Transfer from Long Beach City College. So some speed over at first base for Tiana Bell this time. First pitch strike from Francic. Francic's gone an inning and a third so far. The one hit, the one run. All in the same swing. No walks, no strikeouts yet. She'll jump ahead here 0-2. Bell hitting .385 now on the season, but .409 with runners on. End of the bat. Top of the dugout. Both these programs have produced professional caliber players in their alumni base. Think of people like Jasmine Jackson, Kamalani Dung for Cal, to name just a couple, let alone Chelsea Spencer herself, having spent time in the MPF. And then you think of people like Jessie Warren and Kaylee Harding, who were both drafted to the AUSL, who will kick off their first season this summer. Pulled it. Beecham. The throw is wide. She's safe at second. A nice job by Hartley to hang on to that. If that goes in the outfield, the Bears are still running. But because of that speed putting pressure, runner advances to second for this series. Pond, flared into left, making the catch by the line. DeLong, 2 down.
Making her mark, the center fielder, number 5, Mika Lee.
So 2 away here. Still runners at first and second. Mika Lee stepping in. 0 for 2 so far, ground out. Soft line out. First pitch strike from Francic. Talk about how nice it is here in Strawberry Canyon. It's going to get even nicer when it comes to Cal softball. The new stadium is officially will be breaking ground later this month. Scheduled to start after the last home game at the end of April. A massive project here. Cal softball field. It's part of the gender equity campaign for Title IX, raising funds. Estimated to take 16 to 18 months. Should be ready for the 2027 season. And it's huge. As somebody who competed on this field During my time playing for Stanford, it's very similar to how it was back then, and to see them get the upgrades that they have earned is going to be huge for them here on the West Coast. 1-2 count here to Mika Lee. Defensive swing. Anything close she knew she had to protect, she did just that. Get it out of there. We'll do 1 and 2 again. Back to Francic. She'll underhand it to first. Inning complete, but the Bears got the run that they before potentially taking the series. But the Bears will continue to fight pitch to pitch as DeNava delivers a first pitch strike to Bueno. Maya Ross had come in and made the most of her opportunity on the base pass, as well as hitting that home run. Bueno is back in, both defensively and offensively here. I mentioned this earlier, but just a reminder that Medina is in right. Butler got the start out there. Medina was the DP. They switched for Cal. The rest staying about the same defensively for the Bears. The 1-2. Outfield, foul territory, Kaylee Pond. All over it. DeNava records the first out here in the 7th. So far, she's gone 3 1/3 innings since she came in on relief for Reimers. 3 hits, 4 runs allowed, no strikeouts as of yet, a couple of walks issued. ERA now sitting at 2.92. First pitch ball to Kennedy Harp. Did score in the 3rd. In the dirt. Screwball. Screwball. Paints the corner. 2-1. Fouls it off to even it 2-2. I mentioned DeNava spent some time with Team Mexico competing. In 2023, she was also Max Preps Player of the Year, Redland Invitational MVP, All-Tournament, All-State, League MVP, Team MVP. Lots of accolades under her belt in her high school career. Riverside Polytechnic. Plans to major in psychology or sports management pre-law. Would love to go to Berkeley Law, ultimately. Work as a sports agent, potentially, and or a lawyer. Obviously an institution that is very academic. Off the glove of Marshall. Harp gets aboard for the 2nd time today. Chelsea Spencer said that, because of those academics, because that's part of the culture here at Cal, sometimes as a player, and she knows from experience, you can be a bit of a perfectionist, maybe overthink a little bit. You're very cerebral, very academic. Maybe you think a little bit too much, so that's something that they work on from the mental side of the game. Addie DeLong, who's been in the outfield, as you know, defensively. She's in the box. Took some off it, found the zone. Harp's hit will go down as a single to get her on first. And that's to the left side again. Bobbled by Anders. Florida State making things happen, putting it in play. So Harp will advance to second. DeLong now over at first on the E6. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Florida State. Shelby McKenzie, the freshman out of Pace, Florida, getting an opportunity here late in the ball game. Florida State so far with 10 runs on 10 hits. Pulling the string there to get strike one. Not a bad idea to do that. The pinch hitter. Pinch hitting, one of the hardest things to do, not just in softball, but all sports. Hitting's already difficult, and that's back up the middle. So McKenzie making it look easy. And an awkward throw in, but the run coming across for number 11. So Harp scores from second. DeLong advanced just to second base. And Hartley gets the RBI single. Or excuse me, hitting for Hartley, as we know, was McKenzie. Talk about taking advantage of your opportunities. Pinch hit, RBI single. Can't ask for a whole lot more if you're Florida State's coaching staff, and it's back to the top of the order. Popped up, foul territory. Marshall finds it, squeezes it, confirms out number 2. Janai Kerr. RBI single back in the second. 1 for 4 so far today. Did some damage yesterday. An RBI single and a 2-run home run. Kerr avoids it. Make it a 2-0. Big cut to make it 2-1. Kerr has had big games throughout her career. Against then number 2 Florida, the rivalry game had all 4 RBIs. In that 4-0 victory, the shutout in a midweek. Their first multiple home run game. Also specifically has been performing in conference play, leading the team coming into the weekend with a .545 average in the ACC. Into center. Coming up to make the scoop. Run output from yesterday, that 8-1 loss was tough for them in game 1. Scored in the first, the 4th, and the 6th, as that's up the middle for a base hit. Mia Phillips getting things going, the freshman stepping up. That first batter in these situations, so important to set the tone. Momentum is everything. Cal did get some momentum on that defensive play to end the top half of the inning with the great diving catch by Mika Lee in center. Trying to translate that here. Long road ahead as Holly Medina now up. Flared into left. All over it. DeLong with another put out. 1 down. We're going to have a pinch hitter here for Cal. Kaylee Counts, the freshman out of Garden Grove, California. She comes in to hit for Nylan Marshall. Bears trying something different. Marshall was 0 for 2. She popped up and grounded out. Now Kaylee Counts trying to make this opportunity count. Still the one out with Phillips at first. Popped up in the infield. First pitch. Beecham snags it. Francic wins the battle there for out number 2. The Bears down to their final out. Back to the top of the order, and Lagi Quiroga trying to extend this ball game for Cal. 0 for 2 so far today, scored in the first after reaching on the error first pitch strike. Oh, 1. Get away from Edenfield, who, when she re-entered offensively, stayed in defensively again. Keeping a close eye on Phillips over there. Florida State's 1 out away for securing the series. Off the plate. Two and 1. In the dirt. Hitters count here 3 and 1. Awaiting on deck. If the inning continues, as Elon Butler hit that solo shot in the 6th. Right down Main Street. Count now full. This is what it's about. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. Runner on first, full count. Payoff pitch. Quiroga gets the walk. Patience serving her as Phillips will advance to second base. Runners now at first and second for one of the Cal home run hitters, Elon Butler. Mentioned that home run in the 6th. It's her first hit of the day. She's 1 for 2. 2 RBIs with that sac fly. 2 of the 3 runs she is responsible for today for Cal. Off the glove for Francic, but sticking with it on the right side of the infield. Hartley continues to have that solid defense. That's going to do it. The 300th win for head coach Lonnie Alameda in ACC play since she has been at Florida State. The Seminoles dominate with the 11-3 victory here in Game 2 to take the ACC series. Their 11 runs from 11 hits. Cal's 3 runs from 3 hits. Both had 3 errors apiece. So an adjustment for both teams to be able to clean up the defense tomorrow. But Florida State just got to keep doing what they're doing if they want to get that sweep tomorrow. The Bears, on the other side, have some offensive things they can build upon moving forward to try to steal one game in this series. Thank you all for joining. I'm Jenna Becerra on behalf of our entire crew. We appreciate you tuning in to some ACC softball. Again, Florida State, the number 9 team in the country, take this one 11-3 over Cal to take the series. They're now 13